We're on top of page Ankhi. The middle of explaining the point that two Avedas Avirurim we reach higher. We reach higher than to the Gilam Ilamatal. So he starts saying that Losid Love, that's the top page Ankhi. Losid Love to Aveda Avirurim, Ia Gila Atas, Hakbem Aiden Ilam is Gal Shevitz Mitzayim, Matin Grishin. So the mile of Zivuk Sheni on Zivuk Grishin. Zivuk Sheni, that's Losid Love, and Zivuk Grishin from Mitzias Mitzayim till Losid Love. Zer Shenema Al Osid, that's what the Pasuk says about Losid Love. Loi Oimu Oid. Chai Hashem Sha'el Bnei Yisrael Me'eretz Mitzrayim, but they will talk about the Nisim of Losid. She'yitzias Mitzrayim Tofu. Zeo B'yem Chasanosel B'yem Simchas Libay. That's what the Mishnah says. The pasuk says in shiur. Tzena Ren Bnei Yisrael Me'eretz Shleimei. Ba'ator she'ita Le'imei B'yem Chasanosel B'yem Simchas Libay. So the Mishnah of Tiny says, "B'yem Chasanos is a Matan Torah, B'yem Flastil is a Minim is a Mikdash." The theory says a different pshat. B'yem Chasanos is a Matan Torah, B'yem Flastil, B'yem Flastil, B'yem is a Mikdash means not a Mikdash of Shloim, means lost it. B'yem Flastil, a Gil Sheb'yem Ma'aser Mashiach, B'yem Flastil, B'kshein Shalfi Ma'aser. She Gil Shalmal Arba Yisrael. So that Gil of lost it, which is a result of Ma'aser, the result of our Aveda, since it's Yas Mitzrayim till Ma'aser Mashiach. Also it says about Losid Lovay in the Yaskil Avdi V'chulu or Manisa V'Gavama'id that the Gila Losid will be Yaskil Avdi. Avdi means Matal Mel. Also Nema Shekenim Shekspir and also brings the pasuk in the beginning of Sharashem Shekenim Shekspir. Rashi says time in Teresh is Gal Losid Lo. So all these sources point out the Gilu will be lost at love. All this is a result of our Aveda. I know if myself Asham Teramitas, all the Giluim of Lost is a result of our Aveda. In addition, that the pasuk God liyakoidas covered Aveda Zachen in addition. The pasuk said the Shleima. More specifically, till now he said that Yitzias Mitzrayim is Zivuk Rishon, Losid Love is Zivuk Sheni. More specifically, the base Rishon or Zivuk Rishon, let's say Hey Law. Bais Rishon was Zivuk Rishon. Hey Law, the Gila from Bina, Hey Law. Bais Achen, Shia B'meir B'meina Omen, which means Bais Achen here means the Beis HaMikdash Shlishi. Of myself, if you build shame back, God will ear Kibais of Knas Atik, Akalam Shachazashim, and Tenisat. He still brings in another source that says that the Osid, that all the Gulim now until Mashiach comes of Tenisat. Osid, Gil of Knas Primisatik, Aha build the shame ban. The Gil of Osid is the result of build the shame ban. That's why the Gil will be Primis. How can go there quite a way? Call it the Baisaf. Zeo, another remez. Zeo, B'yem Simchas Liboy. That's why the Losid Love it's called B'yem Simchas Liboy. It's Rambam that the pasuk is Ismach Havaya B'Meister. Ismach Havaya B'Meister. The Eibishter is happy, is joyful with Meister. Simchas Liboy from the Meister Tzadik and Prince Havaya Saburim. So they say Gil Prince Nimisat. Because with the Torah, they are Master Havaya Liboy. So this is discussing with the Torah. All this, so all this will be lost. And love is the result of the Aveda now. But lost man, will be at some Agili. This was done. So all this is a result of the Giluyim. I have to look this up, but actually means that Koyach al-Berurim, ניתן מלוך השנייה, שזה נתלו בספח ומצפח מסתימו, ונדע דשר שבירו, ומצפח מסתימו, שזה נוכח מסברירו, יש בזה איסן מאי לכנל. So now he explains that Loch Shneers is also the Gila Milamayla. Maybe the word, I don't know. Okay, the few lines here need a little more. I have to look it up again. Number X and Magila, going back. Going back to what the point of this mimer, there's a funny, interesting thing. The last half a page, since the middle of page Ein Zion, spoke of the mile of Avodas HaBe'ul. But the point of this mimer was tell us the mile of Pesach, which is the Gila mile. That it goes back. Omnam be'etzem Hagilu is mitzvah antar oyu be'arba yesa. Arba yesa is Gila. The Gila oil is stronger in the Ties Mitzvah Matintayr, not in the Cheshniach. The Cheshniach, he said earlier, is a lesser Gila. Eventually, to the Avodah, we reach higher. But the Gila itself is higher in the Ties Mitzvah Matintayr. Vahainu, so what's the pshat? It's about Cholas Avodah, because in the beginning the Avodah, Sheyev Shali Yisadaim Fes Allah Smak the boy. When we are in a state that we can't reach the Avodah of Allah Asman, or before in Mitzrayim, even more so in Mitzrayim, Shem Shekoyim, that Sharitum, Kshurim with all the clippers, or Yagil Namayim Tadat, it was taken for every Agili. Sheyesh Bekoyach Hayel Azdel, Lo Ite Gam HaShibud HaKosh. So that oil has the ability to take him out even from that lower level of Shibud, Berivi Alos Mistake. Zero Shekotsu, that is an okay, like I said, these few lines over there need the second. And you have to look up in the stuff. Something doesn't. The words don't flow. V'zeu shekosu oz yidale kyle pace. Let's see what it says. Piseach. Oz yidale kyle piseach. That when Mashiach comes, the shayel amdei vo. Will be such a situation that the piseach means a person who is how do you say it? That his feet don't function. So he will jump like an iron. So and the Gemara based on this pasuk says, when the Mashiach comes, everybody will, the Mesim, they'll wake up, they'll come out alive with the mum that they had before. For example, Piseach. How do you say it in English? Piseach and Misapin. And that's what the Gemara says on the words from the pasuk. Ozidalek ayel Piseach. So what is it? So it says Pshat. So in addition to the simple meaning that all the people who had a mum and they come out of Tres Amesim will be healed after they get out. So there's a deeper pshatik. In the mum begematria elikim. The word mum, surprisingly, 86, is the gematria elikim. Kamashakosov Meir Mem Yudzayin. Like I mentioned a few times, there's a Sefer Meir, it's like a encyclopedia Kabbalah. So it talks about the Ois Mem, and see if Yudzayin there, which talks Mum, the Mum is the Gematria Elikim. What does it mean? Va'ainu, Mashiyankim, Mimemches Tziruf Melachayim L'Shem Elikim. So we learned also in the Psamayim in the back, I remember the details now, that Shem Elikim is broken down in two parts. There's the first, the Eileyam. There's two parts of Elikim, and the lower Memches Tzirufim, Chomesh Avonim Boinim, I think it says in the Sefer Yitzir, Elikim is 5 letters. So Chomesh Avonim Boinim think 125 batim, if I remember correctly. So you have a lot of tzirufim, a lot of combinations. The law of Memches, that is where the klippus are yin. Bezoya Payeshev Dafko Pe'alav and Alav Pasuk Achal Pareiches. The Zoya, it says, Mum boy, Shesiba Samum, it says Pasuk Mum boy. So it says Siva, on that Pasuk it says Siva Samum Bibgimet the Seal. That's from the damage from the begam of the moon. Va'ainu Gamkein. So that's the same concept. So we learned here that the word mum is the unique. Mum is the damage. The mum signified a level of chisaron in the Giluim Shlamayla because the unique of the clip. So we have two versions. The Meir it says that has to do with the fact that some Shem Elikim. In there it says that mum is the begim of the seer. All the mumim are results of begima salavana. The lavana became God is damaged, that it's not full. It's not full. It has parts of the lavana are dark. That's the source of Nikat Haritain. It says that the lavana will not have the begam. The Vayol means the Lavan will be in a higher level, doesn't have the Pagam, which means it will be Ichadavai Elikim. That Elikim is in a full state of Shleimus, that Elikim doesn't have this the Inika, because of Vaya Avaya Lil Elikim, that Elikim and Avaya become united. Azai, and that the Pasuk says in Shashirim, Kulach Yafara Yossi Mum Ein Boch. So in that level, there's no mum, there's no unique of a Lachain Azidal Kayol Piseach. That's why also love it. The Piseach, which is the Balmum, will be healed and he will jump. In the Horim Rog the Kalim. She brings more. It says we say in Hallel, Horim Rog the Kalim was going to say. I guess Ke'elim, Dalik Ka'ayel. Even the Hog the Ke'elim says in Kabbalah, Indian Aliyah Chagaz the Atzilus, they call it as Bittel and so both. So the Indian of the record of the Horim means Horim of the Sahorim, it says Horim made by harvest. Mirosh Tzurim Erenu says harvest. The Horim are the harvest. What are the harvests? Chagas, Chesed Gurati first. The Avam Yitzchak Yaakov Chesed Gurati first. It says Horim Rogdu. What does Rogdu mean? Aliyas Chagas Datzilus. Chagas Datzilus is ascending to a higher state. We call it Bizbita by yourself both. That the spheres Chagas Datzilus ascend to a higher state of their bottle. They lose their uniqueness. They lose their independence, so to speak. So it means it's an elevation, it's a higher stage. Rogdu, they jump out of their natural state of being. That's pshat. The chidush losid lava is that even piseach, which is a balmum, even he will jump like Ayel, just like the Horim of the case. It means he's also going to be elevated. So that's what it says in Pasuk Neshaya Bat Lasid Love. Mitzias Mitzrayim, similar things happen in Mitzias Mitzrayim. Alidesh Nigla LeMelech Malcham Lach Makadosh Baruch Hu Golam. The Eibishter was Nizgale, which means there was the Gili of a very high level, like I said all along, the Gili of the highest Madriga. So that took him out, that made him leave the low level of Tasharitumah. Similar to the concept that the Piseach will jump out of, jump like an aisle. So the same similar happened in Mitzias Mitzrayim. But Ushanasa, they are dealing with a mile. So the dilug, so again, it's two dilugs. There's the dilug milamata, the piseach, the klipas nega. He'll jumps, and that's a result of the jump in the mile. Als Nasa, der dilug milamata from the glass of the so, Bochum Zaina, Medalag al in the Yosem from the song of the cave. So that is a higher level that the Horim of the cave. Horim of the Edim is only a Chagas. If Chagas, that Silus reaches higher. But Dilug is more than Rikut. Dilug means that higher than the Horim, higher than the Horim of the cave. Because that even people snega, like it said, this entire point of this mimer was to show that the Madrigas of the Madrigas of Mamal and Stave only reaching Kedusha. Hashem Dilug Alorim Atmos can reach even in Chutzn Kedusha. Klipas Nega. That's spoiled that we say the Klipas Nega should jump out of its natural state and become bottled to Kedusha also. So that answers another question we asked earlier. That the Matthias starts the pasuk, the Eibishter announces himself, describes himself. We had that question earlier. Why should have said like the Kuzi and the Ebenezer S should say Asher Boss Shemaim V'Aretz should have Peli Yesem Mitzvahs Mitzrayim. The creation of the world, creation of Shemaim V'Aretz is a much bigger wonder than Mitzvahs Mitzrayim. All the miracles that happen in Mitzrayim is Yesh Miyesh. Mashenka v'lo yesh ma'ayin mamash. Because of the Sefer Shabbeinanim, Peleg Beis, Nadal Rebbe explains Shayichad ve'Amunah. Peleg Beis, Shabriyas yesh ma'ayin, Peleg Aflo, Peleg Yesem Kiras Yams. So why is the Rebbe should describe himself as should describe him as Mitzrayim? Not a Shabbat Shemaim V'Aretz. Achayininu. So that's the answer. Ki'ika Yitzias Mitzrayim, Yitziam and Mitzrayim Elvas Haaretz. Yitzias Mitzrayim is not just the Gashmis, the physical escape and redemption from the land which is called Mitzrayim. It means something deeper. It brings out a level of Gilu which is Yitziam Elvas Haaretz. Nemtes Shari Tumah. Means it's an escape from the lowest level in Klip. That's how it comes. But we call it Kedusha Elyonim P'nei B'tachlis Seilu. Nizeu godly Yesem B'yesh Mayim. So that level of that Gili of Yitzias Mitzrayim to take the from Klipas Neigam being become part of Kedusha, that's higher than B'yesh Mayim. Chena B'yesh Mayim Behei Bo Masta Klila. He brings another pasuk that says in Gemara, "Behei niva elamaz." What's behei niva elamaz? But it says, "When shekos of Elok Tel Shemaim v'Eretz b'Yibam behei b'Ram." What's hey? There is hey. Says in the sources that ois hey is different than other oisius. Something that doesn't have. That's an expression in Agdomas Seshvus, which means that Eis Hey signifies the concept that the Koyach Aleki, which created the world, Behei Boam, is something which is very light, very not insignificant. Also clearly. Agam the Shirish. Agam the Chol Ashachafet Havaya also the Shirish is always Shemaim P'nei Chayfet Havaya. It goes back. So first it says the Bris Shemaim V'Aretz is not such a great deal because it's Behei Boam. The source of the Sabbath Olam comes from a very high level. Which it says Negas HaKodesh. It says Negas HaKodesh that Simen Chof that Ula Vade B'Koyach V'Yicholta B'Yesh Ma'ayin. Only the Sabbath can only come from such a high madrega of Ubi Cholte, the Atzmus Shein Leila B'Siva Shekodma Chas V'Shalom, and in the language uses here Chofetz Havaya that comes on the level of Chayfetz. Chayfetz is called Pnimis Haratzin, the highest madrega. In other words, the source of that power is higher than all the Giluim. And that's the reason. So because the poil, the Yeshma, the Savas Agashmis, Yeshma has within it, hidden within it, is the much higher level of Gilu, higher than Gilu, from Chayfetz Havaya, or the Losh, like I said, Losh Negas HaKodesh, Atzmos Lemoseh Shein Leila V'Tziva Shechad Chas V'Shalom, Ula Vade V'Kerch V'Cholte, Liva Yeshma. That's the reason talk of white when we do our void with going tachtonim gashmi that were created from Atzmos. That's why we have the to this avodah mamshalel kosh. So the this all these 4 lines contradict what says in the top line that brio behav was a klila. So how do we reconcile these two aspects of creation? So the answer is the pale mamish, when you look at our reality, at our world, so that koyach, the fact that this reality expresses the koyach in sof, that's hidden. Masha baba gila tzercha isav is misal lavad. Lepoil, when we look at our reality, what is begila? What do we see? We see that this is a reality that's a result of Rebbe hiding himself. And then sorry, all of that. It's only a klila. It's only a insignificant expression of his greatness. In other words, deep inside is the highest level. But on the surface, what we see, what Bezgalus is only the that aspect that it's me, that's from Atzma, that's from Chayfetz Havaya. That aspect is Bela. What's Begilu? It's only all about. It's insignificant. Mash Enkel. So that's why we mentioned Tzias Mitzrayim and not B'riyas Shemayim V'Oretz, because in B'riyas Shemayim V'Oretz, what's expressed, the Poel, is a very low level of Elikus, of Gil Elikus. Because what we see is that the Eibush allows our independent being to be and feel independent, don't feel Elikus, it's Elam. Mashenkel Tzias Mitzrayim is actually Galus. It's Galus Atzmos himself. Zer Shekosu, and that's more is another part of the pasuk. Anchei Elokech Tzich Mitzrayim. It uses the word Anchei Mamish. So the word Anchei, there's the expression in, we just said it in Parshas Tildes. Anchei Misha Anchei. So it says it's an expression about Yaakov. Yaakov says Anchei Esep Cherecha. So Rashi said Anchei Misha Anchei. So that expression, Anchei Misha Anchei, is used in Chassidus to signify another. Anchei means my essence above any Gilui. So the word Anchei is in our case, Anchei Elokech means it's a Gilui from the highest Madrig. In order that to affect the Yetzias Mitzrayim, it should come out of this lowest level of the Memtas Shai Tumah. In order to come out of that and reach the highest level, the Yitzel Lechem Lelikim, that to happen, there must be this galus of Anchei Elokech. Why? Because because Atzmos himself is above any limit, any definition, any chesed. So the chesed doesn't darken, doesn't hide, doesn't block. So that gilui that happened in Pesach, which is the gilui of Atzmos himself. That is poil that should be able to get out from him. That's Shai Tumah, like it says in the Lashon Da'agoda in the the second course. It's Yodem Avdas Lacheres Ma'afel Le'Agoda. So this is the point of this mimer. This mimer, don't forget, it's a part of a hemshech. So in this mimer, he explained very how what was the reason. In the first mimer, he explained the midah ilach and diluk, the three stages in Aveda, Diluk, and Pesach was Diluk. When this mimer explained why it was the Diluk, why do we need Diluk Pesach? Because he spoke about it from two perspectives. Number one, because the Gilui is not to Aveda, it comes from Milomayla, so that's Diluk. And also, not only that, it's impossible to reach it to Aveda because there was such a low state, and that's how he told me they couldn't reach it to Aveda. That's why Pesach was the Gilui of. Now we're going to do this mimer second time. Go back to page I and Gimel. The same question that we just said. Page I give. That's the question we just spoke about. שזה פלא יסר, דרייסת מצרים היש מיש, וישראל יש מים, שזה פלא יסר, גם מקרסיאנס. The most of it is מצרים, is יש מיש. מה שאינכם בישראל, is יש מים. Which is a פלא even more מקרסיאנס, כמו שכוסף בספר של אין חלק בייס, like you just put. שייכת ואמונה explained that יש מים is more of a myth. So why even the Abish says, announces who he is, introduces himself, so to speak, what does he say? Which is really a low level of miracle than the Ishmael. That's the question. So to discuss this part, this concept goes back to the mind before. We explained in the mimer of the first mimer of the Hemshech, he discussed the difference between Pesach and the rest of the Yom Tovim. The rest of Yom Tovim, which is really Sukkot and Pesach and Shavuot. Agam shagilum b'em chilus erin tzav tzevkol almi. In Sukkot and Shavuot, there's also higher gilui. It's not a regular life. It's gilui likus. That's why it's a Yom Tov. It's a gilui from tzevkol almi. It says Shavuot you have b'shar nun. And Sukkot you have the makifin, the bina. So it's still also like a saver. How does it operate that they also the leila, the gilim in the mile the other day, Shavuos and Sukkot is a result also the Saturday. So it's also He explained it. Pesach comes after Sfir Seimer. I mean not Pesach. Shavuos comes after Sfir Seimer, and Sukkot comes after Sfir Seimer. So both of these Yom Tovim have come after the avoid of Nomat. It's also the Saturday. Sham Shoch ain't so since it's a type of gilui, which is a result of our avodah, so it can be from Atzitzer Sof. It's also that. Atzitzer Sof is a madriga which also that doesn't reach, can't reach, it's above it. So the fact that there's a gilui that comes to it also Sata, we must say that the gilui is not the highest level of gilui. And that's what happens in Shavuos and Sukkot. Haga Pesach is Diluk. And it's also later Blitz also. Diluk means like a jump. It's a leap outside of the boundaries. So that's why Pesach is called Diluk. Now, like I said, now he's going to discuss the reason. What is the tam? I'm trying to deal with that. What was the reason why Taketias Mitzrayim Pesach? There was a gilui in the way of diluk, not the state of it, not older and gradual, but diluk. What is the answer? That level of oil, which early key, that's a nimsha that is drawn in an orderly manner and in a gradual manner, Tommy reaches the walls of Kedusha, like it says in Tanya also. That the Eibush the Gilal Likus is only in the world of the world of Kedusha. Kedusha means there's a state of holiness. I know, which means number one, Be'esas feels that Silush and Likus Mamish. The highest madriga in Elam the Kedusha is as feels that Atzilus. That's Mamash Shalikus. I'm Kedim Gilel and so. And even lower than that, they are Kedim that the essence feels that Atzilus, Nimshach Hamas feels the Biyah. From the essence feels of Atzilus, this Gilel Likus is Nimshach is drawn lower to the essence feels of Biyah. Kanoida, like it says in Kabbalah, that Kedim that Atzilus Nasim Neshama essence feels the Biyah. The neshama and the goof, so the goof is the kelim and the neshama is the eris. By the kelim of Atzilus, they become the neshama to the kelim of Biyah, to the essence of Biyah. V'yesh efesh gadol ben hagilim d'Atzilus v'hagilim d'Biyah, and there's a major, tremendous difference between the giluim of Atzilus and the giluim of Biyah. She'ein adoyim ha'kelim d'Biyah, kelim d'Atzilus. The kelim of Biyah are not different than the kelim d'Atzilus. She'ein elikus mamish. The kelim of Atzilus are elikus mamish. Like I explained a few times, that when you say kelim d'Atzilus, the clear chesed, kindness, it's elikus mamish. When you look at Atzilus, if we look at kindness, it's not. Kindness is not an objective value of kindness. It's the Eibishter's kindness. It's all about elikus. The Eibishter expresses is infinity. One of the ways he shows how is infinity is that he's kind. So it's not. So it's likus mamish. When you look at the kingdom of the Atzilus, it's not individual, separate, independent, objective value of kindness. It's kindness of the Eibishter is kind. That's what happens in Atzilus. Mashenken, v'akelim d'Biyah plus yesh. Kelim d'Biyah means that now these values of kindness and wisdom, all the spheres, that became a individual, objective entity. The kindness became its own value. So that means, yes, it's separate. And because the kelim are different, yes, shiluk b'ha'ir b'etzem musik. So the eres we describe here are the eres meir and Kedusha. So the eres of Atzilus and the eres of Biyah are also two different worlds. The shiur is that Atzilus and Gilui of Hamatzah, Shem Pes Himself. Since the kelim of Atzilus are totally bottled, are totally likus, so the oils that are made in the kelim, they're also much higher level. That's the Gilui of Himself, like I just explained. It's expression of the Eibishter's infinity. Oils the Biyah, it's the kelim that is. Oils the Biyah, since the kelim of Biyah, like I just explained, are like already in the independent entities or concepts, independent concepts. The earth's mayor there is only from the kelim, that's it. Which because of its chaim, the Batzilus ain't a kelim nasim earth, like Batzilus the Biyah. He brings us a question. Next chaim, there's an Atzilus. That's an Atzilus, the kelim stay kelim. That when the kelim of Atzilus reach Biyah, then they become earth. Kamoi Kain, that's one difference between kelim of Atzilus and kelim of Biyah. Kamoi Kain, yesh efesh ba'ofen hagilui shalem. There's another difference between the way they express themselves. The Atzilus, the way the earth. So again, so the earth of in Atzilus are the earth of Mamish. The earth in Biyah are the kelim of Atzilus. It's a lower way. Then there's also the way they express themselves. There's also a difference. Atzilus agilui she'eretz implies gilui amhus Mamish. The way the earth is called Atzilus is gilui amhus. The essence of the earth is expressed in the kelim. So how does it describe that? Sha'kelim d'Atzilus masigim u'magishim mahus ha'eretz, Hashenkim biyach l'sidias amtis l'vad. That's already quite a stretch. He's using a concept which usually in the normal when we speak, we're talking about human experience. There's the person and there's something they understand. So here it's a very subtle thing. It splits. It talks about the kelim relate to the earth. It compares it to the difference between the dias amitis and asagas amahus. Like brings a mush. Oh, it means another mashal. The mashal combines the neshama beguf. So that's idea samitzias. So in our human experience, we have two ways we can grasp something. There can be a saga samahut. You really understand something. You understand the essence, what's happening inside. And there's also a concept called idea samitzias. Idea samitzias means that you know that this is the fact, this is the reality, but they don't really have a real understanding, a saga, grasp of that reality. It means you figure out based on a formula. We must say that this is the fact, this is the way things are, but they don't really. You don't really understand what's happening inside. So, a lot of the things we in our experience, most of the things it brings a much of the neshama beguf. That's like a radical experience. We know we have a neshama, but you don't know what the neshama is. Any of them modes and the neshama. That's the marshal the way the kalim the biyah relate to the oil is the biyah. They know that there's an oil, but they don't know what it is. Hashem and Atzilus, they do know. But
so
okay.
according to this, it's also what we have the idea. So it is we can say that we are on the level of biyah. What we also have.
No, it's a marshal. It's a marshal. Just like we have an idea of something, it's similar. The yachas of kalim the biyah to the earth is similar to the concept of idea samitzias. You don't have to say chas v'shol. Yeah, we are part of biyah. So our understanding of God, that's right. It says actually in Siddur, our understanding of godliness in our world is like we are part of biyah. We can only know the mitzias of Elikus. We can't know the mahut. We don't know what it is. We don't know the essence. What is Elikus? We just know that there is Elikus because we make the formula. We have reasons for us to know that this is the way it is, but we don't have a grasp of what it is. Saying the kingdom of the Atzilus, the way they perceive the air is in the way of Sagas and Mahus.
I'm saying what we are in the Asiya and what's in Peria is almost more or less the same idea of the Mitzvot, because in the Sefer it says, it doesn't say Kemo, it's saying that Mashem Kebabiyah, who pertains Yedias and Mitzvot, in other words, he's saying this is what the really is. So what we know has to be different than what the idea is in the Bria. That's what I'm saying. It should be a difference. What we know, what we understand, the idea, and what the Kelim or whatever it is, the Sefirot in the Bria, no, they understand.
Okay. So you bring that another point. Obviously, there's a difference the way the Kelim of the Bria know the way we know. Sure, there's a difference. But now he's talking about the difference. It's all levels in idea samitzias gufa. So yeah, it's true what he's saying, that we can't say that we are exactly like that our ideas and mitzias of Elikus is similar to is the same level of Elam Abriya. Elam Abriya is Gan Eden. They see something much more, but it's still ideas and mitzias. In Atzilus, the yachas of the kingdom of the earth is a saga samahus. Of ideas and mitzias, it brings a marshal from the Sham of a goof. Okay, but again, what you're saying is true, that it's not exactly the same ideas and materials the way it's not my brain, the way it's on Mitzir, and our experience. It's all that's all my biggest ideas and materials. But Mashiach and Natzil, it's a saga samot. It's a totally different way of perceiving the likus.
Thank you.
Okay. Avol, the point that he's making here, so and finally, the interesting thing is all this is to bring out the opposite. He started saying at the oil of Liki, which Nimshach said at that level of Likus, which is Nimshach in a way of order and gradual movement, only reaches Gdusha. In Gdusha Gov, he spoke about two madrigas in Gdusha. The Gdusha the way is in Atzilus, of there Sagas Amahus. Then in Elam's Biyah, it's an idea some Atzilus. But still, he said, Nimshach Gila, because now came to Atzilus. Still, Kalim the Biyah. So Kalim the Biyah do have a Gila Likus. Not only that, in the Shamas Malachim the Biyah, not only the Kalim, even the Shamas Malachim, which is a lower level in the Kalim. Well, the point he's making here is Kol Zeu Besita the Gdush. All these Giluim can only reach the side in elements of Kedusha, which are Kenim Telikus. Masha ain't a Kelikus, Hashem that Madrigal Amai, which is not a Kelikus, Loyim Shachar. In the level of which is not a Keli, the Oiliki doesn't reach them. Kamoi Benoiga de Biyah. She brings it says in Kabbalah that in Bria Tirasiya, if you remember, it says in Tanya that the Bria is Rubai Toiv, Miutera, and Tzira Mechza, and Tzira Rubai. What does that mean? Noiga, which means that these three elements of Nivorim already have one part of the Olam. It's called Noiga. Noiga means Klipas Noiga. It means it's outside of Kedusha. It contradicts Kedusha. It's Klipa. Klipa means the shell. It's not the fruit itself. It's something which is contradicts Kedusha. So on that level, Agam Sheyesh B'Hem Chayes the Kedusha is a P'chinas Erem Tzumtzum B'Yoser, Mashenim Shach P'chinas Achayra the Malchus. That the level of Alikus, which reaches the Klipa, the Noiga, that's very much restricted and limited, and it's called it's coming from the back. It's from the back of the back, which is the lowest level. The gather of Gilei oil, the Gilei oil key that we speak about, that cannot reach the part of Kedusha. That's Klipas Nega, but Kolshma takes Klipas Nega. How much more so we talk about Klipas Shal. So the Kedusha, the oil itself, that's Nimsham Seder cannot reach the level, that aspect of reality which is called Klipa, which contradicts Likus. So this is always in the pasuk in Chumash Shmos, but it's Seidoten. I am a param al the seir is in ben hu va'amiten. I say that's all he means. That I guess ben hu means if it's gila likus va'amiten, it should destroy it. Should Chinas gila it becomes einem mechanim lekabel. Because the klipas pare cannot handle the gila. Okay, so that's what he finished saying. That the oil animsha b'seida v'adoga, that oil key, which is drawn in a way of seida v'adoga, which all in the mind before it's called a midah, that can only reach elements of kedusha. It cannot reach outside of elements of kedusha. But then there's a higher level. Remember, I said earlier, there's a higher than a midah. There's a hiluch, there's saving. Agam Shinza B'chol Mokom. Save Kalam is not like Malkalam. Malkalam is only reaches within where it's as Makabli. Save Makif can reach everywhere because it's Makif. It's not mislavish. It's not included. It's not invested in the Makabli. It's above the Makabli. Which is why a little Mavok Mach Barish is there. There is some Save Kalam in the way. Not only that. He explained but earlier on top of page I'm base. In the parenthesis over there, a few lines below the top, that save of Kalamin is Dafkan Elamaz. Elamaz is Dafkan Teromitz. Lachen Mel can Shuvat. The Chayad Vadega save does reach Elamaz, does reach B'chol. That's the reason why the Teromitz can reach save. Lachen Mel can Shuvat. That's why Shuvat helps. B'shayach Inyan Abiruri. But all that we learned in the previous Maimah. So Seviv is not like Mamala. Mamala that you can't reach, cannot reach everywhere, but Seviv reaches everywhere. So he said even that is not called. That doesn't mean that Seviv reaches outside of Kedusha. Why? Because they are not the Torah mitzvahs. How do we get that to the Madrega of Seviv? We get it to Torah mitzvahs, like we just said, to Biur. Shaydei zeh meir gilei Sev Klam. Meila hagilei gam ken b'madregas the Kedusha dafkas. Even the gilei of Seviv in our world, it's still within our world. It's in madregas of Kedusha. The person does a mitzvah to save. It brings a lashon to bring out the point he just made. What's the lashon? Not all actions, even from a perspective of saving, not all actions are equal. Only the ma'asim tovim, which means the good deeds. It says tshuva ma'asim tovim. It means the objects that we do mitzvahs with. The mitzvahs are expression of the Eibishter's rotzen. Mostly tzitzis shel tzemer, for example, to make tzitzis dafka from tzemer gashmi. So what do we see here? That even though we said that in the Olam Hazeh there's also Gilui HaSeiver, but even that it's not in the klipa, it's in the mitzvahs. In that part of Olam Hazeh, that is that is an expression of Torah mitzvahs. That's number one. Another point. B'chinas Gilui HaSeiver kol ha'almin ha'meir the mitzvahs. How does there and stuff meir to mitzvahs? First of all, to mitzvahs we reach there and stuff. What is the effect of the Gilui and stuff? Is a purpose maki benefesh ha'adam is par b'likus. Person does mitzvahs that affects, inspires the nefesh, the person. He should be mispol. He should be affected. He should be emotionally affected by likus. Because of a terror, he brings the famous marshal of Chassidus, the terror and the shmeis and the beer and the pasuk by Mashresh. He says, "Adach marshal, the lashon of the Adam amispal basor, person davens dominion, is surrounded by 10 dam with him, or even if it's not 10. He sits next to someone, he sees how he davens with a lot of inspiration. So that affects him too. So that's a marshal of the concept of makif. That the pull of the makif. There's pull of the pnimi that one person learns with the other. He teaches him, he explains to him till he digests and he understands the concept, and that makes him inspired. That's pull of the pnimi. A pull of the makif, Chassidus uses a marshal that you're in the proximity of someone who's very inspired, proximity of someone with davens, with kavana, with spilus. So the day from makif, it has an effect on you. That is the effect in davening. That's a marshal. That's a marshal. Gamkit was Gila himself. Shimshal Teromit is purpose makif. So a similar type of experience happens not just when we. This was like a marshal from the actual something that we can observe. So when you sit in an environment, in an inspirational environment, you sit by Fabring and everybody sings a nigun, so that affects you in a direct way, by mak. Mashenken, then it says the nimshal is that even when you do a mitzvah, not even, I'm saying when you do a mitzvah, the same thing happens, but in a more subtle way. So that Gilui and something purpose market has an effect on you. It has an effect on you in a way of market. So that can happen. So because of that, so two mitzvahs, to doing a mitzvah, that can transform a person. It can be transformed from evil to good. Like the Mishnah says, mitzvah geras mitzvah. It's not just mitzvah geras mitzvah. It can be transformed in person. Calls there, so Mela, what do we see here? That even the Geluim of Sever.
Interrupting you for a second.
Yeah.
I want to invite all of you. Tomorrow is my Yom Haledes, so if you could come tonight, 9:30 in my house to stay time.
Sure. Okay. Mazel tov. Shnas hatzlacha.
Yeah.
כל זהו שנמשל יותר מצווה, ואק למדרגת הקדושה, רק שנמשל פנס מקיף בנשמות. גם כמו שאין למדת בסלאב שכנס תרוב וסתי ורע. So, because to Torah mitzvahs have this effect, pnus makiv, so that can reach everybody, but it's all madregas hakdusha. Madregas hakdusha means the person is in a state of, he's doing Torah mitzvahs, he's behind the Eivish's will, so he's in the world of kedusha, he's the realm of kedusha. So even though person lives in a world there's a mixture of good and evil, and he's not a holy person even there, but it's still part of kedusha. Eventually, that can affect him in a way that he can transform himself. But in the place of total darkness, which means that there's no mitzvah, the person is in a state of awareness. The person is busy with evil. So in that level, kedusha doesn't reach. Even the Savior doesn't reach. In order for the Savior to reach, there has to be Torah mitzvah. There has to be some connection to kedusha. Mashenken in Makom Achayshach Ma'amesh, but there kedusha, that Torah Savior cannot reach them. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow.
What's your address?